What's going on, guys? Welcome to my new YouTube channel called College Football Talks. On this channel, we'll basically be talking all college football, doing predictions, doing news updates on the season, and just storylines along the season. So I hope you decide to join. First up today, we'll be talking about quarterback battles already won. Started out, we got Kentucky's Will Levis beating out former Auburn quarterback Joey Gatewood, who's now since then transferred to UCF. And looks to compete for the starting job after Dylan Gabriel leaves. Um, Next, we got Notre Dame's quarterback Jack Cohn. It's a very controversial one, but he beat out Tyler Brasher and another young freshman or sophomore. But a lot of guys thought Butcher was going to get the start, but I like the pick of Jack Cohn. I like going with experience. I think he'll actually do well for Notre Dame. Um, Next, we got a recent one actually. About 2 days ago now, we got CJ Stroud was announced the starter for Ohio State. Now, this was most likely to happen. Everyone already knew this was probably going to happen, but still a big time quarterback battle update and looks to be, and one of the next great Ohio State quarterbacks. Next, we got Ohio State's rival Michigan. They named Cade McNamara the starter over five-star J.J. McCarthy. Um, Going into the offseason, a lot of people had McCarthy winning the job, but looks like Jim Harbaugh wanted to go with experience, and I think Cade McNamara will do a good job, but if he doesn't, you have J.J. McCarthy waiting in line. Next, we got the most recent one in Baylor's Gary Bohannon. He beat out Jacob Zeno earlier late yesterday. And this is a very controversial one too. A lot of people thought Zeno would get the start, but I don't know. We'll have to see how Bohannon does for Baylor and go from there. Next, we got another controversial one in Northwestern's Hunter Johnson beating out Ryan Helinski, the transfer from South Carolina. Um, Hunter Johnson was the former five-star quarterback out of Clemson. Decided to transfer to Northwestern 2 years ago. Then played the first year. Didn't look good at all and got benched, but looks to step it up this year and get his stride back from when he was a five-star. Next up, we got some more intriguing quarterback battles that are still going on right now. First up, we got Texas's Hudson Card versus Casey Thompson. Um, This is probably, in my eyes, the number one quarterback battle right now. The most important because it's Texas football, and on one of the biggest stages, you got two, highly recruited guys in Card and Thompson, and you either got the young guy in Card or you got the veteran. I think he's been to 3 or 4 years in Thompson. So, but my prediction to win this battle, I have to go with Hudson Card. I think Sarkisian will roll with the more better arm talent, and I think what I've heard reports is that if most likely he's going to pick Hudson Card because it's more important for Hudson Card to stay than it is for Casey Thompson to stay because we still have, uh, as a Texas fan, how I look at it, you would have 4 years of Hudson Card, 3 or 4 years instead of 1 or 2 years with Casey Thompson. So I think that's more important. I think that's why Hudson Card will win the job. Next, we got Tennessee's Hendon Hooker and Joe Milton or Harrison Bailey. And my projected winner out of this will be Hendon Hooker. I think both him and Joe Milton are the two, key guys right now, two battling it out. But I think Hendon Hooker's definitely had a better career. Was pretty good at Virginia Tech, led them to like a 9-3 record one year, or 9-4 record. And I think he'll get the nod week one. Next, we got Texas A&M's Haynes King versus Zach Calzada. And this is another one. I don't know why it's so close, to be honest, but I got Haynes King winning the job for Texas A&M. I think He's just a better overall quarterback. He's younger, I think, by a year, and I don't see why this should be a tough decision for A&M. I would definitely roll with Haynes King. Some other intriguing quarterback battles that may not be, as well talked about, but still very, competitive and important battles for these teams. First up, we got Oregon's Anthony Russo versus Jay Butterfield and Ty Thompson. Personally, I think it's a two-way battle between Anthony Brown and Ty Thompson, but I think Anthony Brown would definitely get the nod week one. Experienced guy, was good at Boston College before he left, and had a good end of the season last year in their bowl game versus Iowa State. But if he doesn't play well, you got Ty Thompson standing right there. So I think Oregon has a good quarterback situation, uh, especially there with Brown and Thompson. Next, we've got Michigan State Anthony Russo versus Peyton Thorne. Both transfers. Anthony Russo had a really good career at Temple. I don't personally know where Peyton Thorne is from, but I'm pretty sure he's a transfer. Let's see. Yeah, he's a transfer. Peyton Thorne came from. No, Peyton Thorne is not a transfer. Never mind. But personally, I have Anthony Russo winning the job for Michigan State. I think, had a good career at Temple. Um, you know, made a pretty bad Temple team in recent years look decent at times, and I think he'll definitely win the job for Michigan State. Next up, we got a very underrated quarterback battle, in my opinion. Tanner Mordecai versus Preston Stone. Tanner Mordecai transferred from Oklahoma, was the backup last year to Spencer Rattler, and Preston Stone's this, top 200 recruit, one of the highest recruits SMU's gotten in a long time, coming in to stay home and play for SMU. Personally, I have Tanner Mordecai winning the job. I think, he's been at the college level for 2 or 3 years now. I think they'll definitely roll with him week one. And if he doesn't play good, they'll let Preston Stone kind of step in and take over the job. Next, we got my Heisman list for this upcoming year. At number 10, we have Bijan Robinson out of Texas. One of the definitely top three running backs in my eyes. And I think he's going to have, a breakout year with him getting a bunch of carries with the quarterback situation, being unknown for Texas at the moment. I think he'll have a great year. Number 9, I have De'Aaron King, coming off the ACL injury. Might not be as explosive, but still a big time quarterback. And if he can possibly get that week one win against Clemson, he'll definitely start to get some votes, especially at the beginning of the season. Number 8, I got Matt Corral. I could see Matt Corral being kind of like a Lamar Jackson, except like not like same type of player, but like where he goes like 9-3, but could somehow walk away with the Heisman just because he has incredible stats. And if he can upset a few teams, that would definitely get him some votes. Number 7, I have Breece Hall. You know, number one running back in the nation, in my opinion. He'll get a bunch of carries for Iowa State as he always does, and I think he'll put up just awesome numbers like he did last year, and maybe even better. He could definitely be in that conversation. Number 6, I have Bryce Young. Some people have him as high as like number 3, but in my eyes, I mean, we saw him in very limited action last year for Alabama, and I think he's an incredible player, but with the limited action we've seen him in so far, I can't put him higher than number 6. And number 5 and 4, I have JT Daniels and CJ Stroud. JT Daniels came off a hot end of the season with Georgia, while CJ Stroud is, this young guy going to get his never played a snap, but every Ohio State quarterback is always in the running or always in the conversation for Heisman. So that's both of them. At number 3, I have DJ Ungulele for Clemson. In the time we saw him play last year, he looked awesome for a true freshman. And again, every Clemson quarterback is going to be in the conversation. So I think number 3 is a good spot for him right now. Number two, I have North Carolina's Sam Howell. Sam Howell's number two best quarterback in the nation, in my opinion. I mean, dude is just accurate as it comes, and if North Carolina can somehow pull off some upsets and have a really good season, I could definitely see him taking home the Heisman. And at number one, I think the undisputed number one is definitely Spencer Rattler at Oklahoma. I mean, dude is just can make throws no other quarterback can. Um, I mean, he's just easily the best quarterback in the nation in my eyes, and I think he'll have a great year. Well, that wraps up my first video on YouTube. Thank you all for watching, and have a great day.